Welcome back to Bonanza Disc Golf. Into the second practice round of the year. We're gonna break this one into front nine and back nine because today is Friday. As you're watching this, if you're watching it like the first hour or two that it comes out, it's all gonna depend on the Wi-Fi that I can find. And then back nine will be tomorrow along with another interview video, which is kind of a deviation from the style with kind of a legend of the game. So definitely check that out if you're interested. But today we are in Pagosa Springs, Colorado. It's like a 6.5 hour drive because there was some back, and I'm basically just out that drive. There's only about 3 hours till the sun goes down. So we gotta get this round in relatively quickly. And then after the sun goes down, I gotta edit it and get the front nine up for you guys. So the reason I traveled 6 hours for a tournament is one, there weren't a lot of like closer tournaments, decent size in the area, and I don't like playing flex starts basically at all, especially this year, because ratings of flex starts are just so weird, and ratings are kind of important to me this year. On top of that, when I traveled through the country in my van last year, this course was the first course that I played, and I was like, I'm pretty decent at disc golf and I like playing a lot. And so this is actually my favorite course in Colorado, or it was. We'll see if it keeps that after today. So specifically out to this tournament, 7,000 feet, par 59. I think there's a couple par fives and some par fours. One of the par fives looks pretty eagleable. And on top of all that, it's gonna be pretty wooded, which I'm stoked about. I have a new stability of heat in the bag, which is this guy, which is actually way more stable than my Big Z. It's kind of like what I want my Honor to beat in to be, but a little glidier and slightly flippier. But that's another reason we need to talk, because this course is at 7,000 feet of elevation, which is a couple thousand feet even further than where I normally play. And so for that reason, I actually put this disc in the bag. It's one of my first run stamped pures, is pretty beat in. So this is like the only thing that might approximate a flippy disc. For me, in the putter slot, I think the Origin is gonna get a lot of use. I think the Heats are gonna get a lot of use. And one more thing before the practice round starts is I've been feeling a little bit of strain right here on my hand. I'm actually gonna reach out to my PT about it to probably find out where the basket is. 367 feet. Wow, this place is so gorgeous. I haven't warmed up the putt either. I think I will be straddle putting for this tournament, but I'm not too worried about score this round. Oh, the other reason that I'm here, which I didn't say yet, is I basically went onto Joe Revere. And if you're a Colorado person who's played any tournaments, you know who Joe Revere is. He's a local legend, Masters world champion, I think reigning right now. But he is just, he's like 1031 rated and only plays pretty much regional stuff for the most part. And so I basically went into all of his tournaments and like, if I want to eventually compete at the Pro Tour level, in a couple of years, maybe, probably not this year at all, I'm gonna need to shoot the rounds that it takes to beat him. So I signed up for all the tournaments that he's playing. So it's not looking likely that I'll win too much, but I'm gonna go in like I can. Just throw it up the middle. It's kind of a divot in this tee box, which is not ideal. Oh God. First throw out the car. Very glad I'm doing warm-ups. Yeah, this tee box, not ideal. Okay, that's what we want. Slight hyzer to turn over out of that pure that I put in the bag.
My buddy follows you on YouTube.
No way.
He's he's working on his form.
Yeah.
And he's been
Me too.
A lot of videos down here. I don't know what the elevation is.
7,000.
Okay. It's nice to meet you. I'm Travis.
Great to meet you. I'm just gonna throw a couple forehands real fast and then get out of your hair.
Are you filming the whole round?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll film this round and then I'll also film the tournament rounds, you know? All right, so I basically just threw that while I chatted with him, but a couple different ways to get here. This is the flex forehand with my Calvin Destroyer. I kind of burned another Destroyer over on the flex. There's a purple Destroyer right here, which is just the slight flex line, but it's kind of stayed a little tighter. And then this is a tight flex with the Honor, since it's only a 9-speed, so it doesn't really move as much left to right. Ooh, first putt's out the car. I also have the Origin there, which I'm really liking, but I'm feeling a lot more comfortable with like the Anheuser angles right now. So I think the things that hyzer flipped, if I throw them flat, they'll get the shape that I want. And the things that I was throwing flat, if I just like gently guide them on the angle that I want them to go, it'll be good. Because it seems like it's not affecting like how flippy they are in the mid and late flight. It's just the early flight. So they don't like flip over. So you kind of got to guide them there. But once they get on the angle, like they stayed turned. But basically my Origin, my pure, I'm gonna have to really try to hit these Heats and Pharaohs to see, because I don't know, they're just not flipping very much. I'm just gonna mark par on all these for my scorecard. Well, 2 is 370. I think this is probably a heat shot. I don't think I quite need to disc up to Destroyer unless there's like an open shot where I really want to get a ton of distance. I think we'll probably be throwing fairways. I also put this strike in my bag, this green one, because I was trying to beat it into the point where my purple and pink one from last week was. It's a little bit more stable, but that purple and pink one I threw almost exclusively at sea level. And so it's my hyzer flip up to straight, slight turn, come back disc. And at any elevation, it did not do that. And I shanked it at a tournament because I thought I was going to hyzer flip it. And so having this one, where I'm more used to throwing this one flat to slight ante, maybe a little bit of hyzer, I think will be good. So if I throw it at hyzer at it, it's gonna pop up to flat and then ride and get there. Oh, that's too far. Okay, a little more turn I think than I wanted. Maybe a little more hyzer. It's inside the circle, just a little long. We're gonna try this new heat. Oh, I like being in the woods. Okay, that flipped a little more. I think I'm throwing pretty decent right now. Took a day off. We'll try this strike instead, 7-speed. Like that a lot. Yeah, I like that a lot. I think it's probably a strike hole because I don't have to really play with it turning over a lot. Throw a little Gannon with my more stable one. Maybe it's Honor with a slightly more stable. I'm gonna try that flex real fast. I'm liking where those land, and I think opening it up with a slight flex instead of the hyzer flip is probably a little better. Yes, that's a great. Feeling the flat, throw the strike. If I'm feeling the anhyzer, throw the Honor. Unfortunately, there's a decent amount of people out today, and since I'm only here now, I'm really not gonna be practicing some spots where it'll probably be pretty common to scramble. I'm just gonna trust my scramble game. Okay, Honor is a little short, and then strike is parked. Honestly, that heat and the other strike, both really good. I think it's probably a strike hole, because I did flex that strike, and it still got back a decent ways. I will tell you though, my depth perception in the woods is so jacked. Man, I cannot tell you how good it feels to have taken 2 rest days this week. Even though I didn't feel super well, I slept well last night and I'm feeling really good. All right, this one's 320 up and back to the left. Kind of a big gap to sneak through there. I would think it's a mid-range, but you probably have to push that ceiling. So I might try low, Honor or Firebird, but that might, I don't know, it's kind of a tweener distance. I'm gonna try the Pathfinder first. That's inside. Yeah, deserve that. All right, try to keep it low and give a nice flex. Yeah. Okay, I think with this T-pad, I think it's Firebird. Let's go. Oh my gosh. This is one of our amateur practices upshot, but wow. I thought that was pretty perfect out of my hand. I like it because I kept it on hyzer, and with that kind of stepping up, I need to down tempo on my rhythm, so I'm not juicing it too hard. Let's go. Nice little second shot ace. I'm gonna try some upshots, backhand and forehand here. I think, honestly, my play is probably just a zone because it'll mitigate the distance a little bit better. Really nice. Focusing on a lot of spin. Yeah, and all these are within the bullseye. Let's go though, Firebird, come on. Great ace. All right, straight down the hill here. 295 to the hole. Just a straight shot. I think we're gonna go one of these pures. I'm gonna throw my base one. It'll sit down a little bit better. Keep flipping. Okay, I think because I'm throwing the hyzer flip line, this is why I put this new one in the bag, because it'll keep flipping actually. Not like a crazy amount. Yeah, do not need to throw that hard at all. This is the first hole that I don't necessarily mind if I'm in circle 2. Everything else I should be in circle 1. This is a great shot. This is why I put this flippy one back in the bag. It just stays flipped a little bit longer. Gives you a much better look at it. And I kind of like being on this side actually for the jumper. I don't mind either of them, but. Too high. All right, hole 5 here is the first hole where wind can kind of become a factor. Right now it's kind of blowing head left to right, which will keep things a little bit more over to the right. This is a par 5 actually. I'm liking these holes. It's 814 feet, so you get a really good drive. It could be eagleable. I'm pretty sure it's just snakes up through this gap to the left and then back up to the right, if I remember the hole correctly from when I played it last time. I played from a different tee that was actually up the hill. So I want to push in front of those small trees that are out there, but be on that left side so I have a turnover look in for about 420 to try to eagle it. This is where distance control is going to be interesting. I think I'm going to try my Echo Star Destroyer. It's definitely gotten flippier from this last week when I threw it so much at 303. Should probably bring these guys closer to the pad. Okay, it does still flip up a little bit in that wind. Push left, really good. That's exactly that's a little shorter than what I want, but for hyzer flip, I'm not too mad. I'm going to try to keep this a little more inside and throw the Pharaoh. Nope, too flippy. Not bad, but I think the Star Destroyer flat might be the play, just for the least amount of variability. Yeah, perfect. Oh, kind of stay a little straighter. I don't think I'm throwing crazy far right now. I don't like that. Shout out Keenan and PJ up there. Had them play through. They're just doing their one disc practice round. I didn't get great distance off. Oh, my rangefinder's in my other bag. Crap. This is a heat that I threw after the camera was off. Just my Ledgestone one. Threw on the hyzer line high. That might be the place. Pushing this backside and getting as far left as you can is really good because I'm pretty sure I'm still 430 out at least. With just a big turnover line, which you do actually want to start coming back. So I think the turnover is definitely the play. I really like that position with the heat. I think from here it's just a layup, and I'd probably rather bail to the left than to the right. Looks a little bit easier over there to scramble. I'm gonna practice the pitch up forehand real fast and then try for the eagle at the 430 distance. Forehand is gonna be just an honor around the corner. That's really good. That should give me about 100 feet into the basket. That's basically as easy as it gets. I'm gonna try actually throwing a destroyer as well. Mark that there because the basket's that way, so you mark it to the basket, not to the fairway. I think this is the destroyer to throw the big Annie. Basically want to throw it kind of like I'm trying to throw it over that tree, but just inside of it and have it pan down to flat. Okay, that's not nearly enough angle, but I missed left like I wanted to. So that'll pitch down. Those are the trees I want to hit because you can't really, they'll kind of catch a lot and just filter you down. Or a little, yeah, that's perfect. That disc is a little too flippy now. That might be an inside the circle look. I'm gonna try this heat as well. A little more than a touch, but that's also, oh, that might actually kick closer to the basket. Do you think I want to kind of see if I can flip up a forehand with the Faro here and get some more distance down the fairway? Honestly, this pitch out is just this is a turnover, not even a forehand really for the pitch. Yeah, I'm liking the angles I'm putting stuff on. A little too much, honestly. Yeah, this hole definitely, especially in this wind, is pretty eagleable, it seems. Yeah, let's go. That's gorgeous. That's not the smartest shot in the world, but gosh, is it a good shot. Yeah, my goal is definitely gonna be to eagle this one of the days. A great shot with the honor. Very similar over here with the destroyer that I did not turn over enough. Super good. Yeah, this course so far definitely feels pretty shreddable. Yeah, so the purple destroyer that I burned over for eagle over there. This is the Faro that I threw that dumb forehand with. A little less hyzer, it's probably parked, if not closer to parked, because it didn't get all the way to flat. This is the heat, probably just inside the circle for eagle. Oh gosh. Whew. I will tell you what though, I love these baskets. I'm a big fan of these. Putts didn't show up, but that's like the easiest birdie ever. Yeah, hole 6 is a 572-foot par 4. Definitely not eagleable. Kind of interesting because it's through here and then way back up to the left. And so I don't know if a play super long, if there's like a nice easy backdoor route, or if you should play short and then throw your second shot pretty long. Only 572 feet, so it shouldn't be too far, but I'm gonna try, honestly, one of my shots, just be with like an Envy or something to throw really short and then try to like actually throw a pretty far shot, like a pushing hyzer with my Echo Destroyer. Oh, that's so low. Get a big skip. Ha! I was a little worried about this low ceiling here, which I shouldn't be. I'm gonna try again with my super flippy heat and Faro. Yeah, super good. That's perfect. That's exactly what I want that shot to be. Oh, and I got caught up by some crap. Yeah, I think that's too hard of a landing zone to try to go for off the tee. I'm gonna see if this Firebird or Ultra, I'm honestly gonna throw the Ultra because it's pretty skippy. Yep. It's where I wanted to put it. Yeah, perfect. That's the landing zone. So where I landed short with all those short ones, there is a line. It's just through all these center trees where there's not a big gap. Honestly, the biggest gap is right here, which is where I was trying to get to. This destroyer is pretty good here. I honestly think the play, I'm gonna go throw one or two quick shots, is this. I had to throw like a weird touchy hyzer to get through the center thing. That tree doesn't have a mando. I think if I go on the back side of that tree, it opens up into this field here, and I don't think that road's OB. So pushing there to this backside, look at how open that line is to the basket. So I'm gonna practice this shot. Honestly think I'm gonna need to grab my Ultra, but then I'm gonna go throw a couple shots, and yeah, that is very much the line that's like the easiest to take for both shots. Yeah, I don't mind being left side there. I'm gonna hide you behind a tree, throw it, and then see where my lie is. It's a little winded because there's gonna be people behind me, but yeah, a little too much hyzer on all those. A little flatter, and I like them. Yeah, I mean, neither of these were as far nearly as I wanted them to be. And like, no, if I took a breath, they could be. But I think both have a pretty decent look in. Yep. Yep. That thing is so flippy, I love it. All right, these are the spreads. Really, really good. All right, this is one of the only holes I might want to actually practice putting on it because it is straight up there, says 429 uphill. Definitely gonna take something flippy at it. Maybe even the heat. I honestly think up here, the wind is pushing us from the right to the left. And that's one thing that I need to mention is for that last shot, I need to take the wind into account out there because it's definitely started, once it got a little bit into the open, started pushing it towards those trees because it's a slight headwind left to right, which is exactly the angle that I'm showing. And I think too, I can shank it into like the field over there and have a pretty decently easy upshot or a much more shapeable upshot than if I try to get it close to this tree. So I'm honestly just gonna try to throw not quite max distance, but pretty close and keep it a little bit wider. So all those were a lot of hyzer, do not need even close to that much hyzer. I think this is probably gonna be a par. I'm not even really gonna try to play this one for birdie too much. I think it's just too far for me. I think we're gonna try the faro on it. And the one thing to worry about is this branch right here. So shouldn't get that high off the gate. But the problem is to like come up here, you gotta run up at a weird angle because these tee pads, I like how big they are for not being the best tee pads. But under this side right here, I think is perfect. It's gonna be hard to get at the height and the nose angle. But if we get it onto the hill on a very slight hyzer, not a crazy hyzer because it can skip and roll, but a very slight hyzer, we should be really happy. Good faro. Let's go. Yeah, it's definitely 430 and uphill. So that's one that's probably gonna be a layup to the base. I'm gonna try to see if I can actually like, get one up there. I don't think so though. This probably need at least 500 feet of power for this hole. Man, I keep burning that disc over. I might wanna see if I should like, not even quite try to get it up the hill. Wow. Yeah, I think faro's the play. I'm gonna try a layup as well. Try to put one at the base of the hill and see if that shot up is also pretty easy. Nice and easy with the zone. I like that. Yeah. Okay. All right, both of my good layups landed here. This is one where I don't mind throwing it a bit past the basket. Has to be forehand from this position. And this slightly beat-in zone is pretty perfect for it. Yeah. That's what you want to do. All right, I did find out where my purple destroyer went, and right side is insta bogey. Left side's way more open and you have a lot more options. So I'm gonna miss, definitely gonna miss left. I think I might honestly still try to throw this faro. A lot of it's gonna be pretty wind dependent tomorrow and the next day because you're basically just crossing a chasm of wind. Also, this is the like one place that having a glitch might be helpful on the course. Pretty easy. Yeah, pretty simple. Both of those are good. Awesome. And look how nice this place is. So through 7, I don't necessarily expect it, but I think I can be either 7 or 6 down because of the eagle on 4. That's a tough par 3. Flex gap, man, that's tough. I'm gonna try the straight gap first because I think I like that play. I think if I miss on the straight gap with a putter, it's not gonna move too far, I don't think. I'm flexing something and it like grazes a tree, it could go pretty far. I will also try that other one, but we're just gonna try to go straight. That's pretty lucky. A little early of a release. It's also way bigger once you get through that gap. Just going slight right side, just a pushing hyzer with the pier. Oh God, yeah, definitely not doing that. I think the flex shot is the play. Graze that tree. Okay, definitely missed that line. It's just hard with the run up this way. Try to just do a straighter run up. Crystal flex. Oh God. Man, I'm not liking this. And really, I think finally, this might be a zone OS hole. What the heck? I mean, it's down there. That wasn't as beefy as I thought. What the heck? I really think I like my first pure that I threw, even though I missed the gap. That's the one that'll like slightly hyzer flip. And I like throwing a slight hyzer at the gap. Yeah. Yep. I think it's a pure play. I think some of the good news on this hole is the gap that you need to hit being like 100 feet from the basket and about 120 feet from the tee pad, or opposite. Oh, there's OB left. Yeah, definitely pure play. But because of that, this should not be a bogey. There's not a hard enough like rough back there to make it a bogey, but there is that OB left. So this isn't bad. Zone OS is a little deep, but got super, super lucky. And I feel like I have to throw it a little too hard. This one, I hate that the short one's gonna feel tougher than a lot of the longer ones. So here's the tee pad basket. Pretty sure is the one that's out there in that field. Focus out there, buddy. There you go. So pretty far straight through there. The 350 feet, I just want to see the gaps we're working with off the tee. And this is a little bit better position for you to see the throw. There is that right side gap on the hyzer flip and the forehand. Man, this is a pretty tight hole. I might throw the Origin on it. Seems a little touchy to go through that hyzer flip gap. I kind of want to see about the forehand. I'm gonna try a couple things. I'm gonna try a flip up forehand. I'm gonna have to try just a straighter flex forehand. I'm gonna try the Origin, Pathfinder. You just need a little, I think it needs to be a heat, honestly. It needs to flip, but stay pretty straight. Oh, slippage, but that's exactly what I want. I can maybe even go less stable. That's exactly what I want. That's perfect. This is not what I'm trying to park. I'm just trying to get as close to the basket as I can. Try the even less stable heat. Okay, a little too much hyzer. Yeah, that's a great strike line. Kept it nice and low. Ooh, hit tree. I'm gonna try these forehand lines real fast. Faro first. Not enough flip up. Yes, I do. I really like that forehand line. Oh my gosh, I don't taste it. I don't know which line I like more. Whichever one I choose though in the tournament, I just gotta step up confident. I think you go in. Oh my gosh. I think you get a little further up the fairway with the forehand before you like hit something. As long as I hit that initial gap, which I seem to be doing. That's even the honor. It's gonna be a little short, but still will play. Wow, okay. I think I like that forehand line actually. I was hitting those clean right there. Don't need to juice in full power, but if I kick over there, it's way easier than if I kick one of these early trees. I just have to hit that initial gap, which is relatively big on the forehand. Don't really feel like I need to practice putting on this basket too much. There's a little wind out here. Those are great inside the circle. I'm fine at anywhere from 15 to 45 feet on this hole. I'll have a look. Great shot forehand. And this is the one that almost skipped in. Very happy with that. I like that hole. That's a pretty difficult hole. Makes you pick a lane. That was the front nine. I like going a little more in depth than these, so I might break up a lot of my practice rounds into front and back nine, just because I know some people are actually playing this that want to watch the practice rounds, but at the same time, I know it's just fun to see how you break down a course, especially something that's more wooded like this. Definitely a good mix. This is why this is one of my favorite courses. I mean, it's super scoreable. The only hole I don't think I can get is hole 8 or hole 7. Everything else I think I should be able to birdie or at least have a look at. Not a lot of OB on this one, a little bit for sure, but not a crazy amount. About to move into the back nine. If you want to check that out, subscribe. It'll be up tomorrow. Follow me on PDGA Live. 210-763 is my number. Hopefully I play well. I would love to make a lead card appearance, but we're going to talk a little bit about goals, not expectations, in the next video, and then hopefully just have a great first round. If you want to check out the last tournament playlist, which includes the practice round as well as all of my rounds, check that out right down there, and I'll see you guys there. Okay, love you guys. Bye.